What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steven's Nerd Corner. We're getting back into it, man. I just finished part 4 of Jojo's Diamond is Unbreakable, and I gotta say, man, fire. I was rocking with it. I thought it was really good. I think oh my god, part 4 as a whole part, if I'm being honest, I think so far, I'm only up to, well, now part 5, but I think part 4 as a whole is the best part so far. I liked it better than part 1 and 2. And I liked it better than part 3, but I don't think it had a better final fight than part 3, and I don't think it had a better Jojo than part 3. Jojo to me is the GOAT. Turo. I don't care what nobody says. He was the best. I never thought a MC was so cool and enjoyed just watching an MC just do anything since Jotaro. So he's young god. He's forever gonna be my favorite JoJo. But Josuke was actually really good. I was actually surprised. I thought I wasn't gonna like him. I had seen some clips and stuff. I'm like, God, this guy looks like a loser. I don't know. From what I had seen, I didn't like him. But watching the show, he's really dope. If we're being honest, I think he's better than Jonathan a little bit. It's not. I think Jonathan needed more screen time. But Josuke, he's up there, man. I think he's a top 3 JoJo for me right now. So I like Josuke a lot. I thought Josuke was dope, man. But like I was saying, as a whole part 4, I think it's better because it has the comedy. I think it's probably better than part 3's, to be honest. I think the overall kind of story is a little bit better. The whole thing with Yoshikage Kira, I thought that was a little bit better than traveling to Egypt for Dio. But like I said though, the final fight not as good, and Josuke is not Jotaro, man. Jotaro's the GOAT, which he does appear in part 4. Which was always great. Like every scene Jotaro was in, I was mad hype. Even if he was just talking, I was just like, yes sir, the GOAT, he's back. But I'm gonna try to get to some of the other stuff. But I did like part 4 a lot. I thought some of the stands were really cool. Echo's act, all the acts. I thought that was really cool. Crazy Diamond is dope. Killer Queen was insane. Crazy abilities, the hand, there was a bunch of cool stands. The chili pepper, that was cool. I think the fights here though, to be honest, like the throughout the season kind of fights, where some of them, I'd say it's about 50-50 with the fights in part 3, and how every episode was a fight. It's kind of the same thing here. I mean, not exactly, which I do like not every stand user in part 4 is an enemy, which I thought that was actually pretty cool. Like they finally because all of part 3, everybody was an enemy except for Polnareff and Kakyoin. Everybody was an enemy. This one, they'll find stand users and they're like, nah, man, I just want to run my restaurant or my store, and it's really cool to see, they're doing something different. Not everybody's an enemy. So that was really cool. I think Okuyasu, he's a young god. I really like him. I thought he was really funny. He's up there as a Joe bro, for sure. For sure, he's up there. I think I rock with him a lot. He might be my number 2 for right now. He's up there, man. He was young god. He's not better than Polnareff though, if we're being honest. Sorry, he's not better. But really cool, really OP stand. That's one thing. I think in part 4 you start getting part 4 definitely. The stands have gotten way crazier than part 3. Because part 3, a lot of them were attacking stands. There were creative ones in part 3. Don't get me wrong. I think part 3 doesn't get enough credit because there are some crazy stands. Like the sword one, the stand that was the car. The monkey had a pretty interesting stand. They're cool stands. But part 4 takes it up another level, man. Killer Queen has insane abilities. The hand is insane. If you the whole concept of it is kind of crazy. Crazy Diamond is got some crazy stuff, like side abilities besides being OP, So there's a lot of crazy. The one Okuyasu's brother, I forgot what his stand was called, but he had a crazy stand. But they're just the Red Hot Chili Pepper. That one was pretty crazy. Like that out. And then you understand, all the stands fire, really different, really cool. So I really like that. Characters were all pretty cool, man. Like all the side cat, like Koichi. I was rocking with Koichi. He would get annoying sometimes, though. I'm not gonna lie. There was sometimes I'm like, yeah, I can't with this guy right now. But for majority of the part, Koichi was dope. I like Koichi. Yukako was pretty funny the whole way through. I thought everything she did was like mad funny. She had me weak like the whole part. Anytime she was there. We do see Joseph. He does come back as an old man. He was pretty cool. See him as an old man. He's messing with Josuke. A lot of wholesome stuff. That's another thing. This whole part is very wholesome. Yes, there are some kind of, I guess, dark moments or sad moments. But for a majority of the part, it's pretty wholesome and pretty happy, which I do like. I think that's one thing that gives it an edge. It's just a happy part. So you just enjoy watching it. So maybe that's probably another reason why I think it's probably the best part so far. But let's keep moving on. Like I said, characters are dope. Let's compare the villains, man. Kira, well, Yoshikage, Kira, Dio. I, I, I don't think I could put Yoshikage Kira above Dio, if I'm being honest. You know, that he was dope though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I guess you could argue he had more depth because he was kind of like a crazy serial killer. Kind of he was, but you know, he was doing that whole thing, and you know, he had his moments where he would like get scared and be in despair, and he's like chewing on his finger, and it was a lot of cool stuff, interesting serial killer. I don't know, in a way, it just kind of seemed a little bland to me. Like his serial killer, like was like a basic serial killer kind of like, yeah, he was like crazy, all this. You know, it wasn't anything that I've never seen from a serial killer. You know, so I don't know. I wasn't blown away with him, but I thought he was still done really, really well. Still very interesting villain. You know, and then his stand, and then the cat thing he gets, which was crazy. You know, so he had a lot going for him though. That definitely pushes him. He's a really good villain. Really good villain. I did like Kira a lot. But I don't think he compares to Dio, man. I'm being honest. Dio was amazing. Dio was, oh, you know, he was always talking crap, talking. He was always like, his whole goal was to kill like the Joe stars, man. Like he hated it. Like he had a real beef with these guys. Not that Yoshikage didn't, but like this is not like, this man has been holding this grudge for like 120 years. Come on. Like it's and he turns into a vampire. Like it was awesome. It was crazy. It's JoJo's. It was bizarre. It's a bizarre adventure. Like this one, I get it, but like you could see part four being in like a TV show type thing. You understand? Something like that. But other than that, I still think, like I said, Yoshikage, great villain. You know, but I'm telling you, man, that last fight for me, I don't know. I think they've had more intense fights. I feel like the last fight wasn't as great. Like the last episode definitely was fire. And I think that's kind of more what the whole fight should have been, kind of. Because the whole time is kind of Josuke fighting Kira, you know, Yoshikage Kira. And, you know, the sun is there or whatever. And they're just kind of going back and forth. He's using the stray cat bombs. He's like trying to avoid the bombs or whatever. They're fighting. He gets a couple hits in. And it was like a little back and forth, but I don't know. It didn't have like the hype and the crazy back and forth that was Jotaro and Dio. Like they were just back and forth with the stands. And Jotaro just getting better and better with the time stopping. And then Dio gets the crazy, he gets the upgrade with the Joestar blood and all that craziness, and they're fighting with the road roller. Like that was crazy. Like that fight was insane to me. So much happens and it was so dope. You know, Dio's such a dope villain. You know, they keep doing the stand rushes. That was all fire. You know, they kind of have it here, but it's more of like one of the strategic battles, I guess, which I do love. Like I think those fights are good, but I don't think it works as much. Like, you can still do crazy strategy and still have it very action packed. I feel like that's what Jotaro versus Dio is. I think that's why that fight is so great. Because that it kind of blends it perfectly. Like Jotaro's trying to figure out the strats, while also he's just straight up fighting Dio because that's kind of the only way he's gonna beat him. So that's why I really like that fight. So I think it's the best. But that's kind of what holds back this fight. But other than that, great fight. I mean, well, not great fight, but good fight. It was a good fight. You know, and I think that's about it, man. I think when we talk about the stands, characters, you know. Oh, I do have to say though, in this part, there's a lot of one-off episodes. You know, not that JoJo's part 3 didn't, but I don't know. I felt like every episode was contributing to this overarching story of getting to Dio. Like some of these episodes of part 4 is like Josuke just going about his day with his boys, and like they run into something. It's like, oh man, it's not towards the end where you hit with the whole Yoshikage Kira. Like at the beginning, they'll do some stuff that connects here and there, but then it sometimes it feels like an anthology, you know, just random stuff. But other than that, I say, like I said as a whole, great part, probably my favorite. I'm watching part 5 right now, so hoping that's super fire. I get caught up for part 6 by the time I think the whole season drops in January, or at least the second half. So I gotta get caught up by then. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for checking out my videos. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos that I've posted. Click the link down below. Check out my Twitch. I'm always streaming. And then my gaming channel, I'm uploading on there pretty frequently now. So, get in tune with your boy. But thanks for popping out. Appreciate all yous, and I'm out. Peace.